Today I have a double pocket treat holder, and this is got, as you can see, two pockets, one on either side, and it's got a cute little tab of ribbon or a loop here, and these sometimes have tags that you can make, but I actually used some die cuts and turned them into tags because they are sized perfectly for these pockets. So if you like the look of this card, please stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how to make it. Today I will be using a few different things. First, the lacy border dazzles, and these are white long borders and they measure about 8 inches long. Some of them are doubles so you can extend them. And I'm also going to use the Pretty Posies die cuts, and this pack comes with 2 identical sheets for 68 pieces, and the double pocket treat holder template. And this is a really cute little double pocket card that holds different things you can stick in them. And then we also have the Pretty Little Posies paper pack. And just to give you a glimpse, here are the fronts, and you're going to get twice as many as you see here. There we go. And I'll just flip them over to show you the solid. They're more solid. They're not just plain color, but they've got a little bit of texture to them. So that's the Pretty Little Posies double-sided paper pack. Alright, now that's done, let's get started. Now the cool thing about these templates is that you can use whatever cardstock you want for the card. So I've chosen this red cardstock. It's a deep red and it matches some of the posies on the Pretty Little Posies paper pack. So that's why I've chosen this color. But basically what you're going to do with the template is I like to line it up on a corner of my cardstock, right about there. And just take my pencil and trace all the way around it. And since it's lined up with the edge, I won't have to trace those edges. But make sure that you trace not only the outer edges, but the inner fold lines as well. So I'm tracing around the entire outside, and you won't need to trace the tags at this time, but you will need to trace these fold lines like I said. So do all the fold lines as well. Now that I have traced all of my cutting and scoring lines, I am going to go ahead and cut around my shape. Now that I have this all cut out, now I just need to score my fold lines. And I have my scoreboard here. Now, Paper Wishes does not carry this exact one, but they have one that's almost identical. It's very similar. It's called the Score Pal. And there's another one that they carry, so I will link those below. I've mentioned them in a previous post, I think about 2 weeks ago. But anyway, for anyone who has a scoreboard, will be familiar with this process. So basically you line up your lines along one of the ridges here on the scoreboard, and it comes with this scoring tool, and you go from the top, and you want to make sure that the line is pretty much straight from the top to the bottom, and you can use a ruler to help you. So I butt my ruler up against this ridge here, and just to make sure that my line's going pretty straight down along that ridge. And you can use the ruler, or you can just use your scoring tool and just try and make sure that you go straight and stay in that ridge. But you basically put pressure down along this ridge. And it creates a nice clean fold line. I'll look at the back. So this is the raised fold line here, and that's where I'm going to eventually fold this way. And it'll give me a nice clean fold. And you can also use, I have this separate bone folder. Paper Wishes carries a red one, so I'll link that in my blog post as well. But that helps you create a nice clean, sharp fold. So I'll go ahead and do all the fold lines on my double pocket treat shape. I've scored all my score lines, my fold lines. So now I'm going to fold in this long one here, and then this one here. Now this part's kind of up to you. You can create it like this, where your left part will be the one on top, or just switch them around and your right one will be the one on top. The one on the instructions shows this way. So it doesn't really matter, it does the same thing. So now I'm going to make a valley fold right here in the center, like this. And then the score lines to the left and right of that center will be mountain folds. So here's what that looks like. And you've basically got your double treat pocket almost done. I'm just going to go ahead and flatten out some of the unevenness with my bone folder. And you can also, there's the holes, circles that I have on the tips. You can also punch a hole in the top to tie them together, or you can simply glue them together and leave it as is. So now I can decorate my double pocket treat holder. The template gives you this triangle shape to cover the pockets, so that's what I'm going to use. And I've got this scrap of Pretty Little Posies floral paper, and I'm just going to place it with the long edge here and trace those two edges. Now when I cut this out, it'll make a right triangle, and that will be able to be glued right here, or if you want you can glue it on the other one. And I'm going to use two different contrasting papers to cover both sides of my pocket. Now you can make your pocket on both sides identical, or you can make the back one entirely different. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the rest of my pocket with some paper. Now something I recommend before gluing on your triangles is to actually decorate the triangle first with everything you want on here before gluing it on, so that way you can trim those decorations to the edges of the triangle, unless you want the decorations to go clear to the edge of the red, which is your prerogative. But I'm going to have them trimmed to the edge of this floral triangle. So what I want to do is take some of these border dazzles. These are the lacy border dazzles, and I really like this dotted scalloped edge. Let me give you a closer look. There's this one border here, and I'll peel it up a little just so you can see it better. And it comes as one piece, but I'm going to slice it in half lengthwise so that I get two separate pieces. I just take my clear acrylic ruler with a metal edge. Love this ruler. And I have this really neat retractable penknife. And I carefully place my ruler so that the edge is centered over that strip of dazzles. And I just run my blade lightly across this dazzle material. And you want to make sure that your blade stays flush with the ruler at all times. You don't have to press too hard because the material is quite thin, almost like a vinyl. And the cool thing about this knife is it's got this little button up here that retracts it. Alright, now I'm going to peel off this half. And look how cute that is. So that's going to decorate the long edge of my triangle here. And once you've got that stuck on, you can take your scissors and trim off the excess so that your dazzles aren't hanging over the edge. And definitely save this part for another decoration. And when I go back to my card here, it has the nice clean edges and it's got a pretty lace border, so just what I wanted. So here I have covered both sides. Now this side I have the floral in the front triangle, and this side I've reversed it. So I have the blue on the front and then the floral on the inside. And I'll show you a little secret. I didn't run the dazzles all the way to the end because part of it will be covered up anyway, so, and plus I didn't have enough of the dazzles border. This one's missing about 1.5 inches of border, but you would never know that since the card is permanently closed like that. So on the double pocket treat holder template, there are 2 different tag shapes that you can choose from to cut out some tags to put inside your pockets. But since I've got my Pretty Little Posies die cuts, I decided I'm going to use these 2 die cuts to act as my tags because they fit almost perfectly inside my 2 pockets. Now I don't just want to have a plain die cut just kind of hanging out in there, so what I'm going to do is stamp these. And I have my embossing pouch, also known as a printing pouch, and this will help the embossing powder fall off nicely. And then I usually like to take a sheet of scrap paper and put these on top. Now I'm going to use the birthday cheer stamp set, and it's got all these lovely large birthday greetings on it. And I'm going to take this one that says, "Hope your birthday is as amazing as you are." And we'll put that on a stamp block. And then I've got my trusty Versamark ink pad. And just centering it over here. And I'm going to sprinkle on this really pretty embossing powder. And I will link this color down below. I believe it's called Amber Rose. But it goes really, really nicely with the pretty little posies. While this is already set to go, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that one with this happy birthday. And since I'm just taking shortcuts here, put it on the back of my block and get up really quick and kind of try and center. Oh, upside down. That's no good. Center that on the bottom of my jar. More embossing powder. Tap that off. That one looks pretty good. Tap off the other one. That one looks pretty good as well. Now if they curl a little bit, you can just bend them back while they're still kind of warm, just to straighten them out a bit. But they should straighten out once they cool also. So one of these can go in this pocket, the other can go in this pocket. How cute is that? And you can see this embossing powder is so pretty. The color is kind of a reddish orange shimmery color. Alright, so I've got to add some ribbon to these so that they can kind of have something to grab onto. So I'm just going to keep it simple. I've just cut this, I think it's about maybe 3.5 inches long piece of ribbon, and bringing the ends together like so. And they're gonna go right about there. So, simplest way for me to attach this is just with a regular piece of clear tape. So now you have a nice little loop to pull up your tag. Do the same thing for the other tag. So there's that one. And for my actual pocket, my double pocket treat holder, I'm going to take some of my medium Zots, which are slightly larger than the small, which is used most of the time. I'm going to cut off one Zot, place it on the back of one of the pockets. And this is a ribbon I want to use. So I'm going to cut it. It's about 5 inches long. Fold it in half. So got one end right here. Attach it to that Zot. Take another Zot. Put it on top. Fold the ribbon in half and attach it to that one. And a third Zot on top of that. And match your points together. And there you have a ribbon loop that is on the top of your holder. So now I'm going to place my 2 die cut tags in here. This one says, "Hope your birthday is as amazing as you are." And then a simple happy birthday for this cute mason jar floral arrangement. So those are the 2 tags on there. Now I'm going to add a few more of these die cuts, and these are just pretty floral die cuts and butterflies. You could even attach one. I think I'll attach one to kind of the back of the pocket there. And once I'm done with the decorating, I will be right back. So on this side, I have actually trimmed a die cut so that it would fit in this corner. And then I have this butterfly, which is held on by pieces of medium Zots. On this side, this is held on by foam tape. This one's also foam taped, if I didn't mention. Foam tape that die cut, Zotted that one with small Zots, and then the bows are just wrapped around through the inside and then tied in a double knot here. And those are, the knots are Zotted down, but everything else is just wrapped around. So, side number 1 with the tag, and side number 2. Either of these could be the front, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, that's today's card, or treat holder I should say. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and please stay tuned for today's bundle, and I'll see you again next week with another fun project. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great week. First we have the Pretty Little Posies paper pack, and it is double-sided, so there's 12 sheets of 12 by 12 paper in here. So there's 2 of each of these sheets that you'll see here. First we have this lovely side border with the lattice design, and then we have the pretty butterfly and floral corner. And on the back of that, some beige circle pattern. And then this is one of my favorites. This is why I think it's called Pretty Little Posies, because there's really cute tiny little flowers. Almost like a calico print you would see on some fabric. I think that's really cute. On the back of that is an orange tone-on-tone floral. Then we have an orange floral on top of a beige background with some green leaves and stems in there. Some really pretty look. On the back, a bright green that matches some of the colors in the pack. Here's more of a neutral with a little bit of a red. Looks like little florets inside that tile design. And on the back we have a red tone-on-tone, almost got a lace floral design. Then we have the green and blue tile design. This one's a really unique pattern. I really like that. On the back of that is a very pale floral, almost like a lace pattern, identical to the red, but in an off-white. And then we have the blue tone-on-tone all over floral, and a red, it's almost like a tiny little fishnet pattern. Those are all of the designs in the Pretty Little Posies paper pack. Now we also have the double pocket treat holder, which I showed to you in the video, and it has all the instructions you need to make this cute little pocket, and it's got a pocket on the front and a pocket on the back. So you can fit 2 treats in there, or a tag and a treat, or whatever combination you'd like. Then we have the Pretty Posies die cuts. So there are 68 die cuts in total between 2 identical sheets. So you're getting this sheet times 2. And they've got some really pretty images on here. I really love these vases with the flowers. A doily, a little watering can, and they pop out right from the back, so they're super easy to use. And ooh, and love this banner here. And last but not least, we have the lacy border dazzles. And there are 13 borders on here. And it shows you how to use them and how you can extend them, connect them, use the innies, etc. So these actually go well with many different things. I know it's hard to see because it's white on white, but you can see them better once you put them on your project, and there's a project idea right there. So those are the 4 items in today's savings bundle, and I hope you guys will take advantage of it. Have fun crafting, and I'll see you again next week.